Hello, everybody. We couldn't do an AHQ podcast today, so I got Ryan and Hannah with me.
Yo.
Hey there.
I'm gonna give a brief warning first. Hannah is on a lot of painkillers, so she might sound slightly delirious during
Fuck you.
this. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
explain
we're-
why she took painkillers.
Yeah, things come up, you know. Shit happens.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, you have no idea.
They've
But
never
anyway,
seen your
this...
apartment.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so no Suo this time, no AH Brandon this time. It's pretty much the Rejects podcast.
Well, I'm basically
Basically.
the English-speaking equivalent of Suo, so...
And I'm gonna be Suo today. In English.
Okay. Wait, yeah, Hannah's Suo, I'm Brandon, and Nick is a fucking mudkip.
Brandon's... No, what am I saying? Nick is the reject of the rejects.
Yeah.
What? That's
Don't-
not very nice.
Well, when
Don't worry,
when-
Nick. Don't worry, Nick. Your parents will never reject you.
I'm doing it hard right now, just in case.
Well,
you
when
didn't.
Brandon and
Yeah.
Suo can't do a podcast, they're like, hey, Nick, make this shit for us. You do it.
That's basically it.
Nick's the intern, but he's the unpaid intern, so he's really disgruntled.
Fuck you.
He gets to come on when they're doing shit like a Hentaicast or like the rip-off version.
Yeah, that's basically it. Alright, our first topic. Ryan and Hannah are actually going to be starting a YouTube channel soon. They can give you some information on that. So
Yeah, we're
Keep
going to
going.
be starting a YouTube channel pretty shortly. We're going to be calling it Double Edged Reviews, and unlike most YouTube reviewers, we're analyzing full series. We're not doing weekly episode or weekly chapter reviews. We're analyzing a full series, and we want to go into in-depth analysis, not just whether we liked it or disliked it, but we want to give you theories, analysis, break down the characters. Did they achieve their goal? Did the writer achieve what he wanted to do? Talk about the animation, the OST. We want to talk about all of it, but more importantly, we want to give you it from both perspectives, the male and female perspective, because there's a lot of, shows out there that are only geared to one audience and not the other. So I don't want to be the guy that says, oh, this show is shit just because, it's not geared for me. So you're going to have Hannah here to give you a lot of reviews on one type of show and, me here for another. We're both going to give you two separate reviews because sometimes you see a reviewer and they give your favorite anime a 0 out of 10. Well, not a 0, usually more like a 5 out of 10. And you're like, screw you. So we're here to give you two different perspectives on each anime that we watch.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to, shit, I can't English.
I believe in you.
Yes. Thank you. Hopefully we'll be able to, just, like Ryan said, just provide something new to the picture that, other reviewers, that I haven't seen other reviewers do. So, I'm looking forward to working with Ryan. Should
you're
be
so fun to talk to right now.
Screw you. And I'm just hey, at least I don't live in my mom's basement, bro.
Yeah, the other good thing is, me and Hannah are very different people. So we're going to be giving you, like, very different ideas, on how things happen. We've got very different life stories,
And you give us, like, what series you want to do first?
Yeah, we're going to
We've already decided, yeah.
We have
what we're doing first.
We have the first two series that we're going to be reviewing, which we have very different opinions on these two series, but Diabolic Lovers and Steins Gate. So look forward to that. We have a lot to say on both of these series, so it's gonna be crazy. So
yeah, I have nothing to add.
Nick will have an annotation in the video that will, link you to our channel. So you can click on that. You can give it a subscribe. You can give it anything you want to give it. I mean, if you sent me, gifts and packages, I would love that. But I assume you're not going to do that.
I would.
Okay.
That's so nice of you, Nick.
Thank you.
He said he's
Try
going
to
to
be
send you
nice
something, not you.
Ah, screw you.
I'll just send you some more painkillers.
Sure, that would be much appreciated.
And once we get 100 subscribers, Hannah will do another video on painkillers. So you can look forward to that as well.
I'll do it high, don't worry. You'll enjoy it.
Hannah will be high on a different thing each week. Look forward to that. I can't promise that, but that would be fun.
Okay.
I might be drunk on something different each week, but I can't promise Hannah being high on something each week.
Finally gonna do it Everclear?
No, I haven't got Everclear yet.
Naruto drinking game. Let's go.
Oh, that'll be fun. There'll be a Naruto review in the distant future of the channel, and that'll be a lot of fun.
I guess we can get on our next topic. What is an anime or manga genre that you didn't think you would like but ended up liking?
Sports, hands down.
Sports. Come on, Ryan. Ryan. Where the fuck do you go?
I went everywhere. I magically disappear sometimes.
Will you just give me an answer?
What happened?
The second topic. Do I have to repeat it because you were not listening?
Repeat it, please.
Come on.
Anime or manga genre that you thought you not like but liked.
Ryan.
Oh my
Ryan.
fucking god.
Yeah.
I am the one who's on drugs here, okay?
Yeah.
So you need to get your shit together.
I'm sorry.
I said it twice.
No,
So you didn't hear.
I got a call 2 times, and I had to decline it.
Woo! Okay, I'll talk while Ryan's, doing his own thing.
Okay.
Shush. So I can be sane for this. When I first think about sports, I'm just like, oh gosh, it's another one of those things where you have an underdog team, they go up against a strong opponent, and then they win just by the very skin of their teeth, just barely. And you know what? I see that so often that I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'll watch the real thing because those are real people who trained their asses off, and I'm not like other people, but I find that entertaining. And I'm a big Olympics fan too. So I really okay, shush.
Your Olympics are shit.
You son of a bitch. Shut up. Shush. Okay, so
I guess I can tell my story.
hold on, I'm not done. So first I try Yowamushi Pedal, and
Hime.
oh man, it's a lot of fun to watch.
I love the dirty old men.
It's it's a really feel good show, and it's got
You
lovable
got
characters.
Mado Shuji in it.
Yeah. Wait,
Our favorite creep.
Miro Suji, yeah, that's him. Miro Suji.
Yeah.
And he's got characters that you can really like, I think, and respect. Like even the opposing team, the main opposing team is comprised of characters that you can still root for, and I respect that. I like that it's got characters that are really nice like that. Then I tried Haikyuu, and that was, in my opinion, even better. It's more realistic and strikes, I guess, a deeper chord, a little bit deeper than Yowamushi Battle.
Yeah, since
Yowamushi Battle.
Since the protagonist of Haikyuu, Hinata, not to confuse with a certain other Hinata, actually played volleyball before. Instead of Anoda and Yowamushi Pella just started off right in the beginning, so yeah, she has experience with it.
Yeah, these are all people like Nick and I were discussing beforehand. All the characters in Haikyuu have really, really worked to be there. And even though we do get a unrealistic, I guess, growth, like they start improving drastically in the middle of a match, which is, it's unrealistic, but still much more realistic compared to Yowa Pedal. So if you like more realistic stuff, I think you'd enjoy Haikyuu. It's also I would say very emotional. It's got excellent character development. So yeah, it just kind of took away a lot of the stigma I had against sports genre in general.
Plus, Haikyuu is done by Production IG, and I love Production IG. In case you didn't know.
Good for you.
I've already stated it on like 2 podcasts, but I'm going to say it in every single one.
Guys, breaking news. Breaking news.
What?
Nick likes Production IG. I've never known that before. I'm shocked.
I know,
I'm
it's such a
wetting
shocking
myself
fact.
right now.
Too much information.
Okay. Let's say this. I think sports is an appropriate answer, and originally I was going to go with sports for this question. However, I approve of being different, so I will answer something different for this question. I'm a guy that usually the concept of time travel is something that never interests me. Time travel movies, I usually couldn't care less. The concept is overplayed, it's overdone, and I think that a lot of it has been already pretty fleshed out, and it just it's never interested me. A lot of time travel movies really overcomplicate things, or they undercomplicate things to such a degree that it's just not worth talking about. However, some of my favorite anime have introduced the concept of time travel, and they've done it extremely successfully. I've already mentioned that we're going to be reviewing Steins Gate in a bit, but Steins Gate is a shining example of taking something that I always find such a boring, overplayed concept and really giving new light to it with fresh characters and a really great outline of the story. It has a great build up, great ending, and I don't know, there's quite a few other ones that have used the time travel aspect extremely successfully. And I don't know, I think that you can never completely knock a genre until you completely try everything, because there are certain genres like sports, for instance, that at the surface level I'm like, fuck it, it's sports, who gives a shit. But when you look at it, you find stuff like Haikyuu, and you find stuff that I've heard about ping pong really mixing in a lot of really great elements into it. So check it out. Don't say this is just a genre I don't like, so I'm just going to avoid the series. If you hear it's really great, even if it isn't your genre, check it out, because you might be blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't tried ping pong or slam dunk and stuff like that. I've heard that those are really good, and some people also hype Ace No Diamond. So ever since finding out that sports anime could be something that I really enjoy, I'm looking forward to trying out a few more things. So yeah.
What I think that, like, for me, there's a misconception, and I know this is kind of jeering off the path a bit, that all maybe yaoi romance or yuri romance are all gonna be like one thing. But honestly, if you like a romance, then why not try out the other ones? It's just romance with the same gender. As long as it's written well, then check it out. You might be inspired.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, romance can do a lot of different things. I mean, you've got romantic comedy, you've got more serious romance, you've got lots of different things, and yaoi and yuri can do the same thing as that.
Just as long as it isn't relying on the fan service or the man service, then it should be good. If a good author wrote it, then it should be a good series. And as long as the animation company knew what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna cough and say A1, but they've done some really good shit, especially with Shigatsu. I'm mad about Taizai. I'm mad about Taizai.
Yeah, I'm mad about a couple of others, but A1 as well.
They messed up Blue Exorcist 2, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And
Magi in the beginning.
So just leave shonens away from A1. Just give them the serious stuff. Just leave the shonens away. I don't know which company did Black Cat, but fuck them.
I think it's Studio Dean.
Okay, fuck you, Studio Dean.
Well, I can say fuck you, Studio Dean anyway, because they screwed up other series.
Alright,
my sports. I started getting into sports in 2013 because people were hyping up Kuroko no Basket. I tried the manga first, and I fucking hated it. I eventually went to the anime, and I really enjoyed it because, production.
Isn't that like the sports manga where Super Saiyans play basketball?
I consider it the fairy tale of sports series, because there is friendship power.
God.
But I really liked it, and I got into other stuff like Haikyuu. I tried ping pong, which, by the way, people who take ping pong's animation seriously and don't fucking like it, fuck you. That's all I gotta say. And then I started getting the manga. I read Slam Dunk, because the anime didn't cover the whole thing. And Hajime no Ippo. Eventually got to the anime after reading the 1,000 chapters of manga, which took forever. Don't do that again.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I'm not doing it.
But my guilty pleasure is free, even though the second season
I think, let's say 500 is the limit on, like, if I see a series and someone says, oh, get into this series, but it's 500 plus chapters, I'm just going to say no. I think that's a good limit.
I did that once with One Piece. I ain't doing that shit again.
It takes too long.
Yeah, but that's One Piece.
Well, there's Fairy Tail. Let's get to the 500 chapter mark.
Let's hope it get canceled before then.
You know it's not.
It's not going to, but let's hope it does.
I mean, it has its own magazine. That shit's not getting canceled.
What if Hiromashima wakes up one day and he realizes he doesn't have a penis anymore? He won't be able to write Fairy Tail anymore. Because that does all the work for him.
Alright, while we're still talking about sports and shit, I want to make a recommendation, because this series does not get a lot of attention because it's really old. I'm currently reading this, and this is Shita no Joe. It's a boxing manga from the 70s. It has the art style of most Tezuka era series, so it looks like Disney. You're a fan of Disney, you won't hate it. Like, you hate Disney, you're not going to like it that much, the art style. It takes a lot. it is boxing. It takes a lot of more darker role than Ippo did. So you get like, and the character is more. The protagonist Joe is more developed than Ippo as well, in a lot less chapters. Like it delves into like the darker sides of boxing, and even shows the struggle of having to get into the boxing world because it's not exactly easy. You get to see them go him in prison and all this other shit because he's like a very troubled character when he's first introduced. So if you think that's interesting, you should definitely try it out.
If Suo was here, he would be recommending Hikaru no Go. So I'm just gonna pretend I'm Suo for a second and say, go read Hikaru no Go fuck yourself.
Hey, I'm Suo.
Oh, you're Suo. Go recommend them Hikaru no Go fuck yourself.
Yo, dog, you gotta read Hikaru no Go.
Okay.
It's fucking awesome, man. It's fucking awesome.
What about Beyblade? Is that a sports manga?
What?
What about Pokemon? Is that a sports? Bible Black?
Yeah, dude, stuff like Bible Black, man, that takes so much concentration and so much teamwork and effort, man. That's a sport. Totally a sport, bro.
You don't know how much effort it takes at me to whip it out, you know? Takes a lot.
What?
All right, Nick.
What's the next topic?
Yeah, Nick.
All right, this should be our final one. Top 5 pet peeves in anime.
I don't know if I can give you.
I said
10.
5. We'll just go like.
Oh.
We'll just go like in order. Like Hannah will go first. She's drugged and it's fun.
I'm only thinking of one thing right now, and that's fucking fan service, man. That's all I can think of. I don't see the point of it. It
just
doesn't
like over
add
sexualize a
anything.
woman in some cases, namely fairy tale.
Yeah.
And what do you think this does to? You know, we're a lot older than certain people that are reading manga, but what do you think this does to somebody who's significantly younger and reading a series that's loaded with fan
I think
service?
if you turn them off the series because they haven't watched much anime and manga, so they don't know about like all the other genre, they might judge it quickly.
Not only that, but there are people that, you know, when they grow up, they learn stuff from, you know, the cartoons that they watch, you know, and the anime that they watch. And honestly, starting off reading something like Fairy Tale could be actually detrimental to a young boy.
And a young
They might
girl,
try to get
too.
slutty or something.
If you think you need to look like that, you know, to be attractive.
If you're 7 years old and you look
I
like
don't know, it's
Lucy
kind of
Harpelia,
ridiculous.
that's a problem. Just saying.
Yeah, like I've got the problem where there are millions of, you know, women in this world, and not all of them are one shape and size. But there's a lot of mangaka out there who draw all of their women exactly the same. And, you know, I think that diversity is good. You know, switch it up, you know, switch up hip sizes, switch up, you know, how tall they are. But, you know, a lot of them stick to like this big breasted, you know, big booty, you know, like skinny waist thing, and then copy paste that same body size for a majority of their women. I'm not saying all do this, but, you know, I'm thinking of a lot of shonen off the top of my head when I say
Yeah, and I think that fan service can be like bad if it's not placed properly. Like if you have a serious moment like a Bowser and you see panty shots, there's a problem. You can't take the series. That's a big problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You can't take the series seriously. Of course, 13-year-olds expected to, but if we're like our ages, we're expected to take the series seriously. We can't.
I'm fine when you have like a character that's, you know, meant to be a bit more, you know, slutty or something like that. You know, them doing fan service, that's one thing. But when you have a strong female character, like randomly showing their, you know, breast in a revealing outfit, or going into complete fan service mode with the panty shots, and it's destructive to building a character. And I feel like, you know, use fan service on the characters where it makes sense, but leave it away from characters where, you know, it just ruins their development. And lollies.
Oh, let's talk about it second. Lollies. I think lollies are disgusting.
All right. I think we've beat fan service to death. Well, yeah. Pet peeve number 4. Would you say is lollies?
Fuck you, Suo. You like lollies. Fuck you.
Oh damn it! I'm Suo. I have to like lollies. Shit.
Yeah, defend
lollies
for the panel here.
Now. Oh shit! I can't do it on truth.
I think that when you add a character to your story that's only there for a cuteness, you know, factor, but doesn't add anything to the plot or story, it's useless, and it brings in a certain type of fan base that is very.
Plus, they try to like get fan service in them too. Like, no game no life at like panty shots with the lolly. It's like, what the fuck?
There are lolly characters out there, and I'm not saying all lolly characters are terrible, that have character development and, you know, bring stuff to the story. But then again, there's a large amount of them that are just completely useless to the story as a whole. And those are the ones that I'm referring to, and I think it's kind of a throwaway character that is just there to appease one type of viewer.
I'm trying to think in the mindset of Suo, but he must be more fucked in the head than I thought, because I can't think of anything to defend this shit.
I've got a pet peeve here that I'm gonna bring.
Sorry, Suo.
I've got one that I'm gonna bring to the 5 here, and it's 2 words, and it's dead parents. I think that anime. There's so many anime that like to use dead parents as an excuse on why a character is fucked up. Like, it'll be like, this person has dead parents, so that's why they're extremely sexually active. This person has dead parents, that's why they want to become, the ruler of the world. This person has dead parents, that's why they kill people. This person has dead parents, that's why they're an evil person. Dead parents, are not the excuse for everything. I wish that, they could really develop what their home life is. There's abusive parents, there's divorced parents. There's so many backstories that you can create that don't involve dead parents. And sometimes this is done really well, so I'm not saying for all of them.
Some don't involve parents at all.
Yeah.
They have some things completely not even related to
Exactly.
parents.
But there are so many anime out there where, you'll find at least the entire main cast has dead parents.
That reminds me of a certain series.
And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of a certain series, but,
I think we all are.
We'll leave that for later. But I think that, there's so many creative ideas and backstories that you can make as an author. And dead parents is just the cop-out excuse.
Ryan, you just stopped.
Yo, I did? Oh, snap. I don't know where I stopped.
You said cop-out excuse.
Yeah, it's just a cop-out excuse. There's so many better plot lines. There's so many better things that you can create. And that's just, one that's such a cop-out. Like, oh, this character's fucked up, dead parents.
Well, I just think dead parents in general for a backstory use way too much. Even if they're not fucked up, they still use it way too much. Just to make you care for the character. Oh,
yeah.
Your parents got shot. Now we gotta care for you and think the backstory's sad.
I've seen them use dead parents for a character being happy before. And I'm like, okay.
Alright, I guess number 2 would be unoriginality.
There's a series that starts with the word black.
Would the second would be Clover?
Oh, wow. You guessed it. I'm really surprised.
But anyway, we've seen the same battle series plenty of times. Or just shown in general where they've used the same concepts over and over and over again. You can be.
Hey, Nick. I have an idea for a story. Can you tell me if this sounds familiar? Okay, there's the king of a certain type of people, right? And they kill a giant demon, but they die in the process. Mm-hmm. Okay, so. Quite a few years later, there's a young boy, and this young boy, he wants to be the new king, right? So, but unfortunately, he's pretty weak. By the way, he's an orphan, and he has a childhood rival that's also an orphan, and his childhood rival is Emo, okay? So then eventually, they have a ceremony where they pass out a bunch of stuff, and everyone gets this except for the main character. So the main character gets pissed off. Then suddenly, when a stereotypical bad guy shows up, the main character gets a power-up that's, black and looks a little bit more evil, but, it's not. And then, eventually, they're going to have to do some exams to become, much stronger in their field. Does this sound familiar?
One, it sounds like Naruto. And it sounds like you just summed up the first chapter of Black Clover.
Wow.
Oh, wow, looky there.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to exactly copy a series. It just accidentally happened.
But yeah,
I'm not calling out the mangaka or anything or Shonen Jump. I'm just making a comment here.
It's just the powers of observation at work. I mean, you just look at something. Oh, look at that. Oh my.
But yeah, we've seen too many unoriginal stories, not just in Shonen Jump, but in anime in general. We have, if you look at an anime season, we'll see a majority of them are school life or something like that. Or there's that one ecchi series, that one lolly series. And,
harems. Every season, there's about 5 harems that remind you of last season's harems. Oh, wait. Seikano. Great series. Check it out. It's a harem that I actually really enjoy.
And it makes fun of harems and anime fans in general.
Yeah. This is not the series that I typically watch because this genre has been so beat to death with unoriginal concepts. But this one has really impressed me. I don't know why, but it's really impressed me. Hannah, what do you think about unoriginality?
I think you've summed up
Like, there's a thing
everything,
of being
honestly.
influenced by someone.
Yes, there is certainly a difference between being influenced by something, and here's one important thing to note is that really, there have been millions of stories told over the many centuries that we have existed. So of course there are going to be some stories, a lot of stories actually, that will overlap. So I mean that's a given, but there is always a line. There's a line you cross that you should not cross, excuse me, with stories that you just, why? Like, why even bother at this point? Black Clover is just so ridiculously simple, and it's, you know what, I might as well just go watch Naruto or something. Or any other shonen
I know we're basing
from
this off of
Shonen
one
Jump.
chapter. This is just our thoughts on one chapter. This is incredibly generic. It could change
Yeah.
over the course, but if it gets popular enough, it just change later. But right now, it's incredibly generic.
My opinion
Yeah, I mean,
is...
way to go for a great first impression.
Yeah, my opinion is that people should expect more from their mangaka, and for people to just say, "Oh, it's not completely unoriginal," but that's fine. I think that people should look deeper. People should be analyzing these series. These series are meant to be read and looked at. So instead of just turning off your brain and just accepting everything, I think that you should really look at what you're reading. And when you do, it's flawed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go and read better stuff.
I know where all of us are past the point. We're not in the showing demographic anymore, age-wise.
No, but I am reading One Piece on a weekly basis and getting excited. I'm reading Nanatsu no Taizai on a weekly basis and I'm getting excited. Nick reads Magi and Toriko on a weekly basis and gets excited. Hannah reads porn. I mean, she also reads One Piece on a weekly basis, and she gets excited. I love Black Cat. I love Buso Rankin. There's a lot of shonens that I still really appreciate. It doesn't mean that since I'm out of the democrat, I can't appreciate good work. And
yeah, take movies, take films of like Finding Nemo and Ratatouille. I mean, obviously they're aimed towards kids, but they were able to reach larger audiences. So just because something is, aimed towards a younger audience does not mean it cannot be appreciated by different demographics. And stories that reach various demographics are, I think, better, perhaps.
But at the same token, I can insult a lot of shonen series for stuff, but there's shoujo tropes, there's seinen tropes. There are tropes in every single demographic. I just think that, you gotta find the good stuff in each market. So I don't think this series is a shonen is a good enough excuse for the author to get away with BS.
Alright, and of course, we'll give you some recommendations in case you didn't know something. Let's start with Death Note.
Oh, right. I was just about to say recommend some good shonens, and Death Note,
there's also Kono Katachi if you're looking for another one. And the more, I think, borderline seinen ones, Attack on Titan and Aku no Hana.
If you're looking for, more of a shonen battle series, though, I'm going to recommend Nanatsu no Taizai, because on a weekly basis, it has been impressing me. It's had great plot twists. It's really developed a lot of the main cast. Some of the backstories. Yeah, great foreshadowing. Some of the main cast's backstories are just wonderful. And it's going like this weekly. Obviously, my, number one shonen manga is Full Metal Alchemist. And
I
highly recommend it. And, I recommend reading the manga, but if you're looking for the anime, Brotherhood is an amazing, amazing adaptation. So I recommend checking that out. Once again, I already said Black Cat is one of my favorite reads. One Piece, another one of my favorites. I think all of us on the panel here are One Piece fans weekly.
Plus, even for anime, if you're looking for one that don't follow the same trope, you can always just try Code Geass, even though you should have heard of that by now.
Yeah, I mean, Code Geass, it's weird because it's not for one demographic.
Yeah.
It's not a shonen and it's not a seinen either. It was just something that they aired and was good, and I appreciate that.
Just good?
Oh, listen. Do you want me to make this an hour-long podcast of me ranting about Code Geass? Let's just leave it at that. How much I love... Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yes, okay.
How about we just go on from that, and we'll save it for whenever I make a Code Geass.
I have one more
Right.
pet peeve I want to add.
Oh yeah, I
Good,
forgot
because we
about
had
that.
one left.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is something that I have personally noticed. I don't know if anybody else, I'm sure somebody else has noticed, but a lot of the times you'll see a child wanting to be strong and protect his
I
parents.
just got
Usually
the
it's a
Team
guy.
Rocket speech
Usually it's
stuck in my head.
like a little boy or something. Yeah. I'm going through Naruto for the review that we're gonna do later, and we have this young boy in the Zabuza arc. What is his name? Inari? And he's a kid who cries a lot, and he wants to be strong and protect his mom,
Yeah.
I guess. And I've seen that a lot in different anime, and it bugs me because this is a child. A child should not be feeling guilty because they are weak. I mean, it's normal. It's normal to be weak at that age. And I'm like, this should not be something to be looked down upon. A child should not be burdened with the task of being responsible to keep other people safe. Like this, why is this a thing that is being
No, there's a lot of
like
kid
looked up
characters like
to?
this. There's a lot of kid
Yeah.
characters that get introduced for like brief arcs that kind of like are, you know, bratty kids that really like
Yeah.
you know, and they really have their opinions extremely vocalized. But the thing is, these kids are never fan favorite characters, and yet they continually are in almost every single shonen for an arc.
Yeah, but I think the be strong thing is just with
Yeah.
kids. It's also like the main characters use too much in battle series.
Well, yeah, that as well, definitely. But I mean, I never understand it. It could be a cultural thing. I've studied Japanese culture for a little while myself, but this is one of those things I'm still not. I just don't really grasp, and I'm welcome to have a conversation with people about that. But
I think it might also be because they see the protagonist and they see what he's doing and they want to be like them, so they can use them as role models.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's not just the protagonist, but just like, it just really bugs me. Like, this is not something that should be perceived as a good thing. It's normal for a child to be dependent on his parents.
Well,
and
Hannah
there's nothing
watched,
wrong with that.
you know, 19 episodes of Naruto recently, and
Yeah.
there were two of these characters, you know. The
Oh,
one
fuck
you
that
just
guy.
mentioned, and Konohamaru as well.
Oh, Konohamaru. Way to go to have a filler episode, the very first. Well, no. The second episode felt like a filler
Pretty sure
episode.
that was in the
I'm
manga.
like, what? Why?
Well, you know, it's interesting because, like, the first and third episodes are significantly more interesting, right? You know, the third episode introduces a lot of new characters, you know, and it's like, okay, here's the characters. The first episode, you know, reveals, like, oh, we got the demon fox. We have, you know, this interesting world that we're building up. We have a fight here. And then the second episode involves naked bitches and a young kid and a pervert. Like,
Fucking episode.
there's you know,
I just like Naruto's influencing
like two different series. It's like you got one series and then you got smack dab in episode 2, like a completely different, like, slice of life type of series, and it's just like, what? Come again?
Thank you, Kishimoto.
Oh, I can. We're only reviewing the first 19 episodes when we do our first Naruto review, but I can thank Kishimoto a lot later. I can thank him for some wonderful.
Well, you're not getting that far where you can really thank him for creating that toad. You know, sage toad.
Let's not get into that right now. Do we have any more major pet peeves that we want to?
Well, this isn't really with anime and manga. This is more of the community or fandom.
Shippings.
Oh gosh.
Shippings.
Shipping wars. Shipping wars is easily okay. I got into that once, and as soon as I dipped my toes in, I'm like, okay, yeah, never mind. Never mind.
You dipped your toes into like the jacuzzi, and you realized it was like not just hot; it was boiling hot, and your like toes started
more like
searing.
More like acid water, and just, you know, something like that fills you so much with just nope.
Plus, some take a little too far. You guys didn't know about the Naruto ending. Yeah, that thing kind of like took off. Like after when we found out who Naruto was gonna be with, people were creating these petitions.
Yeah, there was a petition that got a lot of signatures actually. That I'm not gonna even go into the grammar that these people used when they made the petition. It was spelled horribly wrong. But basically what they were attempting to say, if I can translate it to English, was Naruto should be banned in America because Naruto X Sakura didn't happen, and the creator should create an alternate universe ending where Naruto gets with Sakura to appease the Naruto
There's some people that committed suicide or wrote suicide notes too. I remember that was true. think. Yeah,
I'm not completely,
completely
sure on that, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I have no
I don't.
confirmation.
I don't
either
remember
way,
if it's true or
honestly.
not.
I know suicides have happened as a result of anime not going way certain fans wanted, but well,
Ooh,
I don't have anything
pet peeve.
for yeah.
The news blaming these types of suicides and violent acts on the manga itself and not the stability of the kid or the, responsibility of the parents of CNN.
Oh my gosh.
That's a pet
Oh
peeve.
my gosh.
Because most people who don't know anything about anime and manga just feel like dragging it just because they may have saw a picture from it.
I threw it on the ground.
That reminds me, there is a Facebook group. No, yeah, it's a Facebook page or group that is called, I think, Moms Against Anime, and it's pretty hilarious. I mean, it's troll worthy, that's for certain. But it's a bunch of mothers talking about how evil the Chinese cartoons are and how they It's hilarious. It really is. If you can find it
Moms
on Facebook.
Against Anime or Moms Against Manga? They wouldn't know how to say manga. Let's go with Moms Against Anime.
I think it could be Japanese cartoons or Chinese cartoons. I'm not sure.
Oh, God. What is it? Concerned Moms Against Anime? I see this one.
Yes. Yes, I think that's
gonna
it.
Be a great read.
Yes, that's it. That is it.
Tips to avoid anime this Christmas. Buy your sons good old-fashioned American cartoon. Try to push memes onto your sons. If they don't receive the memes, try a good old-fashioned American approach. If all else fails, avoid the Chinese this Christmas. Merry Christmas. This is a troll page and it's not serious.
Next one. I'm cooking my special Christmas Eve mince pies and my son is crying over Naruto. The next post, he worships Satan now.
Jesus.
Alright, I think that we're done with that. Well, I think that wraps up everything, because we have no topics. Alright, so...
Hannah, how's the painkiller?
It seems like they are wearing off. I feel a lot better now. I feel sane.
Okay, are you gonna go to sleep the second we turn this off?
That's still a possibility, maybe. I am still a little drowsy, but the brain is working.
Okay.
So that's good.
I forgot. Happy birthday, Aaron.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
Alright, let's just end this. See you guys.
Alright. Bye.